Hello, Manteca Unified School District. My name is Dr. Clark Burke, and I'm your Deputy Superintendent. Embrace your race. What does that mean? Well, your race is your own personal journey. My personal journey began when I was a kid, and I read a book called Smiling Hill Farm. It was about a group of pioneers who paved their way across the country and established a new life on their own. At that point, I knew I wanted to be a pioneer. But as my life continued and I went through new phases and learned new things, I had decided I was sure, just as I was sure I wanted to be a pioneer, that I wanted to be an astronomer, a race car driver, a rock climber, a biologist, probably a whole bunch of other things. But I continued through, I learned new things, and I continued in my journey. I finally settled in to become a marine mammal biologist, and I went to UC Santa Cruz and studied. I was fortunate enough to actually work and teach marine science at two different places, called the Marine Science Institute and the Tarleton Foundation. And from that point in my journey, I learned that I loved teaching and I loved working with kids. So my journey then changed, and my journey took me to the Valley, where I went and studied at UC Davis and Sac State and finished my bachelor's and my master's and my doctorate, all so that I could work with kids. I was very lucky. I was able to teach junior high school, where I taught junior high science. And I love science. It's the application of every other discipline, and junior high is just the most fun. Young enough to play with, old enough to talk to. So I was fortunate enough to get to play in a field and work with kids who I enjoyed immensely. But just as any journey changes, roads turn, I continued. I developed, I learned something new, and I decided I was going to be a high school vice principal. And I did just that. I went to Deer Valley High School, where I got to work with students who were trying to figure out their own journey and where they wanted to go. After working with a number of high school students, I know that I missed the magic of elementary school. I then moved down to a place called C.W. Dillard Elementary School, and consequently their names were the Pioneers. So I was a pioneer principal, and I got to see the magic of teachers and students working together to learn the fundamentals and basic building blocks of what's going to be the rest of their adventure, their journey, and their lives. I've also worked at the district office level, obviously here in Manteca as the deputy superintendent, but also as a director of human resources. And each one of those services and supports what happens in your classroom. In addition to this, I've had another journey. I'm also a military officer in the United States Army. I've had a lot of adventures all around the world, but that's a story for another day. How can I help you with your journey? And what will that journey look like? Embrace your race and dream big. Thank you.